Are you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. You're listening to us on the Broadway Podcast Network, or you're watching us on Broadway World or over here on social media. So I've been very lucky, and I've gotten to go to a lot of award shows, and I've gotten to do a lot of red carpets, and I've gone to Broadway openings and film festivals, and people always ask me, what is the best event? What is the number one event that I have ever worked? And it is the easiest question. Then the Tony Awards. I've done, and it's nothing like the Drama League Awards. It is the most fun show, day, fancy event that you can ever imagine going to. And when they asked me if I wanted Gabriel on, of course I did, because I need to kiss up to him now so I get a spot on the red carpet for this year. Are you kidding? And look, if Frank Delela is not available, I'm in the running here. I'm putting my name in the hat, Frank. Move over, Frank. I love Frank. And I love this whole entire event. I want to hear all about the honorees this year and what they do all year long. It's not just a one-day party where 50 of the biggest stars show up and tell you about what they do, but it's something that really is great for artistic communities and families out here in the world. And we need that more than ever. So, ladies and gentlemen, Gabriel Stelian-Shanks. Maybe I said it right. How are you?
You did. I'm great, Robert. How are you?
I just wanted to be upfront and honest with my ulterior motives for this whole experience.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the clarity. And also the compliments. It's great to hear that the hard work is recognized. A lot of what we're trying to do is make this the fun one. So it's great to hear that that's coming through.
My cousin, who runs camera for me, was so agah at your red carpet. I mean, there's not an event in New York City that has more stars, because you are the place where Broadway and Off-Broadway comes together. It is like the Golden Globes of theater.
Yeah. John Lithgow once said, if you dropped a bomb on the Drama League Awards, the American theater is over. And we're very lucky. It's the oldest theatrical awards in North America. We've been doing it since 1935. They started in 1922. So it's got this great tradition, and it's got, it's, as you say, it celebrates the entire community of New York theater. And we try to lean into that. On some level, awards are silly. On some level, art maybe shouldn't be put in competition with each other. So the way we come at it is to sort of say, let's celebrate everybody. Let's bring everyone together and say, this is great work, and you should pay attention to this work. And the fun of it is just getting to be in the room, and a weird setup they invented back in 1935 where everybody gets to speak. And it's wonderful. It's actually really great.
Well, it's people out there. If you're a theater fan, if you're an entertainment fan, if you love art in general, you got to watch, go on YouTube, look at they march in. It is an experience. It is such an experience. You've been leading this organization for how many years?
Well, I've been at the Drama League since 2001, so I'm in my 24th season, but I became the artistic director in 2014. I sort of moved up the ranks here. So, I feel like I've had this bird's eye view on how the American theater has changed and how New York and Broadway and Off-Broadway have transformed. It's been a real gift to be at the head of this organization.
So my question to you is, I believe people can join artists who can join who is the Drama League?
Yeah, well, I mean, the Drama League is an art service organization, and we help young artists get their first sort of foothold on Broadway, Off-Broadway. We've been running this program called the Directors Project for directors for about 45 years now. About a third of the shows on Broadway every year are directed by our alumni. They direct 1,100 shows across the country. They're on 5 continents. It's this program to sort of help young people move in. The Drama League Awards is a fundraiser to support those efforts. From the very first days of the Drama League back in 1916, it has been about the entire community coming together. And to take nothing away from other awards that are selected by just industry or just critics or, whatever, we believe all the perspectives, both sides of the footlight, are valid. And so anyone can join this organization, and anyone who does gets a vote and a say and picks the winners.
See, you can join, people. You can join. You could be a voting member. You can pick who will be the Distinguished Performance Award winner of this year. So all that information is going to be below us when you're watching this, or you can see where you can log on to the drama leagues and you can be a member. And shout out to your amazing people who have been benefited by this organization. I know that the dear, fun, sweet, wonderful Whitney White, who is such a sweetheart and a superstar, is getting an award this year. She's one of the people that have come through your program. You're talking about her, Dana Tamor, or these people that they've been cultivated. What do you do for the directors? What is it that you offer them?
Well, so being a director is really hard. And there aren't a lot of opportunities. It's, there's only one director. There might be 15 actors on a show, but there's only one director, and the resources are scarce, and the ways to sort of break into the business are scarce. So we essentially open those doors. We give them financial support so they don't have to starve or wait tables all the time. We give them health insurance, because we believe artists shouldn't have to worry about their health while doing work. And then we give them opportunities. We work with 200 theaters across the country to create opportunities for them to direct, to learn, to assist, to receive mentorship. And so we build this pathway through for them. And both Whitney and Tanya, who you just mentioned, came through that program when they were early in their careers. Whitney was some of the awards are competitive and some are sort of achievement awards given by a eligibility body. Whitney's getting one of those just because of the extraordinary effect she's had on the field in a relatively short period of time. Massive works that they are already studying at universities, what to send up when it goes down. And, and then this year she's returning to Broadway after Jaja's African Hair Braiding with the last 5 years. So it's a chance to sort of, it's not always the case that we celebrate someone who came through our programs, but this year it means something really special that Whitney's involved. She's also mentoring directors in our programs right now. So she's part of the family, which is great.
She's one of the sweetest people. She's just a good person, brilliant.
Good person.
The 91st Drama League Awards, by the way, everybody, is going to be on Friday, May 16th at the Ziegfeld Ballroom. And it's something you got to see. And I know when the nominations are announced, we'll be all waiting to see who and what and our favorites are included, and then watching to see who wins on May 16th.
It's going to be so crazy this year, Robert. Like the people who have come to Broadway this season, and other awards give like gendered awards, actor, actress, or lead supporting. All of our nominees are going up for one award, the Distinguished Performance Award. So, you've got Idina and Denzel and George Clooney, and it boggles the mind a little bit about how we're going to manage all of this, but it's really exciting.
That's why let's see how much is it gonna cost to secure my spot. I'm ready, Gabriel. Do I have to send it to the Vivacity ladies? Is that
you do have to send it to the Vivacity ladies? They control all of the red carpet press.
There's more of them there than there is you. I thought I was gonna get out the cheap way and just have to.
They'd kill me, Robert. If I gave it to you, they'd kill me. But I do think that
I only have $8 anyway.
What is great, and Vivacity is the wonderful publicity firm that we use. They really are partners with us in this expansiveness. They want a big tent. We are we wake up the morning after the Drama League Awards to articles from like Shanghai and from Australia and Finland. They've really embraced the idea that the only point of an award should be a global platform to say, hey, New York theater is unparalleled. You need to come to New York and see this work. And so it's big tent. Everybody, we want that in our press. We want that in the room. And we want to share the joy of working in theater in New York City with everybody.
Absolutely. It does matter because it gets the word out, and all of the award shows give notoriety and attention to what your real organization is and what we all are trying to do here, which is to support the arts. And it looks like, Gabriel, this year more than ever in the next few years, we are going to need to fight back against the attack on arts and attack on artistic freedom in this country. And what you do in creating new works and letting people have the platform to create new and direct new works, it really matters. It really is going to be what we as a society get to document our history. So thank you.
Well, thank you for pointing that out. I do think if we don't invest in future generations, if we don't invest in the future of our art form, it will not survive. And it will not be something that changes all of our lives. I think Whitney would have been successful anyway, but we made it easy for her to move quickly through the business by giving her the opportunities in our programs. I wonder what happens if those opportunities, not just at the Drama League, but, countrywide, go away. I've spent the morning talking to people at the Kennedy Center and trying to figure out what's going on there. It's rough out there. And so, you come to the Drama League Awards and you have this great fun time. Every dollar we raise is actually going to go to young people and that support. So you get to feel good about it too. It's a good place.
So wonderful. And I'm excited. You have some awards, like you already said, that are non-competitive already been announced. People like Lea Salonga getting an award. No slouch here. We are talking about the best of the best. How do you pick the people who win the distinguished award, like the lifetime achievement or the special awards? Already
the committee pulls together this long list of ideas of people who should come together, and they laboriously vet through the list. Leia is receiving the Distinguished Achievement in Musical Theater, so that is very specifically about people who, over their body of work, have made a lasting impact on that specific discipline. And Leia, there are tons of people who you can only win it once, so they're Audra already has that, so like that kind of thing. But Leia was an easy choice to make, just a transformative force in business. Whitney, similarly, for the Founders Award in Excellence in Directing. I'm really thrilled this year that we're honoring with the unique contribution to the Theater Award, which is to sort of perhaps single out things that wouldn't fit in other categories. We're honoring Kate Navin and Audible Theater, who has become a real force in not only off-Broadway production, and they're transferring Dead Outlaw to Broadway this season, but also in audiobooks and audio play and live performance, moving into those venues. Really excited about that. And then we have a gratitude award for people who are making a lasting impact on the field, philanthropically, supporting things that maybe go unnoticed. And we're really thrilled to be honoring Robert Greenblatt and Neil Marin for their efforts in that. They're bringing Smash in this season, but their ability to, under the radar, support so many different things in this field. We just felt it was time for them to get a round of applause and a standing O from the Drama League Awards.
It's going to be a great night. It's going to be a great time for everybody. So we'll be staying up to speed, and we'll be reporting on it we look forward to being a part of all the excitement that's going to come out of you all. You have an interesting career because you have worked all over the United States and Europe, and you directed Obie Award-winning shows and literally across this country. How was your journey to being a director? You didn't. The Drama League may have not been accessible to you where you were, but you found your way to being a director.
Yeah, I'm a young kid who grew up in a trailer park on food stamps in Georgia. So, things like this weren't even a part of my conception when I was coming up. I was thrilled. My first job ever in the theater was at the Alliance when Kenny Leon was the artistic director. I got to run a theater in DC before coming to New York. But I do think it is infinitely harder now for any young person to enter this field than it was certainly when I was coming up in the 90s. I don't think that path is repeatable. It takes so much more support, so much more thinking now. But I think my directing career, I really enjoyed everything I've got to do. I've got to direct all around the world. I've got to do interesting projects, and thankfully I have this job at the Drama League that pays my mortgage. So I now have the great luxury of directing what I want when I want. Which I don't think most people understand. Artists often don't have the luxury of choosing their projects. And so I'm thankfully able to say no to things I don't want to do now. Whereas I think if I were a freelance director, that would be much harder. But yeah, I directed something at Little Island last year. I think I'm working on a new piece for a festival in Greece. So, getting to see the world while directing, it's an easy way to do it.
Sounds good to me. That sounds, I get it, because it's nice to have a job where you can have the day job that pays all the bills, and then you get to have your artistic life as well. And that's the best of both worlds. Looking on the Drama League website, your programming, if it's like you talked about the fellowships or residencies and assistantships and the exchanges, the services that you provide, if it's space, if it's funds, if it's all the different community that you come together, how can people take advantage of the services you have? Is there an application process? Do they go to the website? What can you do if you want to be somebody who's assisted by the Drama League?
Yeah, if you are a director or a collaborative director, look through the program list. As you're saying, there's 12 different program areas in which we support directors and their collaborators in making work and also cultivating a career. We do a referral service. We're asked by hundreds of theaters to give them lists of directors who have special, career skills or certain areas of expertise. We do all of that kind of work. But even if you're not a director, we have gatherings, we have community events, we have nights out at the theater. Joining as a member, you get all the stuff, you get all the emails, you get invited to everything. So there's lots of ways to participate. It's a community for artists, but the support network is really a cross-section of like industry professionals and artists, and then people who just love theater, who want a sort of backstage glimpse into how the sausage gets made. So yeah, it's a real big tent community. We want everyone to be a part of it.
So come on down, everybody. Let's go. Well, and I'll look forward to seeing you at the awards, and it's going to be the most star-studded one probably ever. But and theater is alive here in New York City and around the country. What have you, being inside? You said you talked to people at the Kennedy Center. You've won awards in DC. You've done work in around this country. Is there silver lining? Is there a light at the end of this scary tunnel for artists and people out here who are worried about government interfering with our rights to make art? Do you have some positive words you can share?
Yeah, I think what I would say is theater has lasted since the Greeks 3,000 years ago. We've lasted through a lot of wars. We've lasted through a lot of oppressive regimes. There are other countries around the world that have been dealing with this for a while. It's very hard to stamp out this art form. It may get more complicated to practice it, to experience it. The ways that we maneuver when our government starts censoring communities and contents, and even very in specific words, artists have to get smart and they have to get resilient. I don't see a world where theater is not a part of it, that the arts and culture are central to the fabric of American society. But I do think artists are going to have to get in the trenches. We're going to have to make the work. We're going to have to join with our fellow citizens on the other side of the footlights who believe that a strong arts and cultural sector is necessary for civilization. I think if we all want new ideas in our lives, the great thing about sitting down in the theater is when it goes dark and the curtain comes up, you're going to be presented with something you never thought about before. Even if it's a piece that piece is being told to you in a new way. And sometimes, if we're lucky, it changes our life, right? Like that's why I'm in the theater. I don't know about you, but that's why I'm in the theater, is to have walk out a different person. Yeah. There are those of us who love ideas like that. There are people in society who are trying to keep new ideas from flourishing. And so, I think some of this isn't even about the arts. It's about what kind of citizen we want to be, what kind of country we want to be. And what's important in the past is it's still important. I think it's all hope is not lost. It's going to get hard, but all hope is not lost.
We're going to take those words. I just think about, hopefully, all the great art that will be created over these next few years, that passion, that activism, that drive to keep going. Hopefully some of the most amazing art that's ever been made will be made and be up on stages, because no one's going to take the love of art and the freedoms to express it away from us. I know they can. I don't care if it's in my backyard in a garage somewhere. Art will live forever. And people like you who honor artists and raise money for artists and help the next generation of artists and directors be able to facilitate the art that's in their mind is such a God's gift to this community and to humanity. So thank you for what you do.
Well, thank you, and thank you to all the artists. You know, I was just at Eureka Day on Broadway, and there's a conversation about what society is inside that play. It's so funny, but it also has a lot to speak to us about. I think about this moment where Othello, Denzel Washington, and Jake Gyllenhaal are about to bring this play about failures of leadership and personal vendettas to our stages. You know, we get to have this conversation with some of the greatest artists of our lifetimes. So, you know, keep coming to the theater is the answer. Like, let's all keep going. It revivifies us every single time we experience a performance, even if we don't like it. The like is not the point. The point is that we allow stuff to come into us, and then we take it out in the world, whatever that is. It's going to be really beautiful. I'm excited. We talk a lot about the Drama League Awards, which are on May 16th. But the nominations come out, I believe, April 21st. And I'm so interested to figure out what these 45 nominators are going to speak to us all by choosing the excellence of this season. Like on some levels, I'm more excited about the nominations than I am about the actual awards, because there's so much to choose from. There's so much to talk about. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting spring, and don't give up hope, folks. America's stronger than maybe we look right now.
I feel the same way, Gabriel, and I know that I will be getting up early to see what everybody has nominated and be excited about if your favorites are nominated. And then, like I say at the end of every show, go support art. Go see it. I don't care if it's a regional production, a community theater production down the street, wherever you are around the country. Go support artists who are putting something up there.
Yeah, even if you're depressed right now, or if you're having a bad day, you know what'll fix it? Death Becomes Her. Jennifer Simard will fix it for you. Chicago will fix it for you. The Lion King will fix it for you. Go take perform self-care by having enjoyment. You know, it's the answer.
Go see
the opposite of war isn't peace, it's creation. Jonathan Larson.
Hey, it sure is. That's exactly right. Well, I'm excited. I hope to see you out and about in this city. I hope to see you out and about with some events that are coming up this season. And I thank you so much for the work you do getting the word out. And I implore people to look up the drama leagues and become a member and stay up to date on all the great things that they do. Congratulations on another year. 91 years?
91st Drama League Awards. Yep.
And 24 years for you.
And I don't look a day over 18.
Not at all. Yeah,
91.
I was thinking that you must have joined this organization pre-birth in utero.
Last week. Yeah, last week.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And my show is your show anytime.
Excellent. Thanks, Robert. It was a pleasure.